Despite a historic drought that crippled many farms and businesses across the state, Brandon and Dana Joy, owners of TriStar Chemical, thrived, thanks to a somewhat unique cash and carry business practice.
We removed the cost of handling accounts and handling the money, but we also removed the cost of the delinquent accounts, and that essentially reduces our overall overhead, and that translates into us being able to sell our products at a lower margin.
This Plainview, Texas business, which offers herbicides, insecticides, and other chemicals, has actually increased sales over the last 2 years.
I kind of look at us as the pharmacist of the agriculture world. We try to take into consideration everything that's going on the farm and make sure that the products that they are requesting and needing are being implemented correctly.
Offering those products and agronomic advice is important. Brandon says the business helps to support agriculture, which in turn supports the state and nation's economy.
We can no longer produce safe and effective crops like we used to. We just don't have the workforce, and then the prices aren't there to do so either. Overall, pesticides help bring down the cost of raising your crop. And it's also, if used correctly, is a whole lot safer as well.
The future of agriculture is important to both Brandon and Dana. They have 3 children, Brazier 6, Caden 4, and Adeline under a year old. The Joys hope their kids will continue to be involved in agriculture as they grow.
Well, our oldest is already planning to be here. We'll see how things evolve over time, but we would love for that if that's what they want to do. But it's just great that they're able to be involved in what their dad does and see how important agriculture is for our society.
Brandon is currently a member of the Hale County Farm Bureau Board of Directors. He says he feels the grassroots organization is extremely important.
Our business naturally is heavily regulated by the EPA, and the Farm Bureau has been very instrumental in helping to soften that blow and be at the negotiation table as they're drafting some of these rules and regulations. Don't get me wrong, regulation is good. We need regulation for irresponsible people, but over-regulation can be a problem, can be very costly.
Whether he's standing in front of his Ag Sciences class or overseeing the meat lab, Joe Barbour stresses the importance of agriculture. Joe is in his 3rd year of teaching at Florence High School and is director of the school's meat science program, the only one of its kind at a 2A school in the state.
I think they're very susceptible to opinions, and I think it's important that we as agriculturalists in our profession train those students and influence those students in a positive view towards agriculture so that they can be lifelong consumers of agricultural products or maybe even producers in the field.
As these juniors and seniors learn to process and cut beef and pork, Joe is on hand to give them guidance. He says the skills learned preparing the meat and selling it in the school's meat market really gives the students a leg up as they get ready to head off to college or join the workforce.
The students that we have now will be our future leaders, not only in Texas Farm Bureau, but in agriculture. We'll also see them in the legislative branch, and we'll be making decisions based on agriculture, even if that's not the field that they go into.
Joe's passion for agriculture extends beyond the classroom. The teacher also owns cattle and was selected to travel to the country of Georgia to teach safe meat handling skills to local ranchers.
And the trip and the purpose was to go and to educate those local producers so that we can increase their food supply as well as provide with a safe and wholesome product for the citizens of Georgia. I've been able to use it here in the classroom to teach our students how safe our food supply really is and how well we really have it in the United States compared to other countries.
He currently serves on the Williamson County Farm Bureau Board of Directors as well as heading up that county's Young Farmer and Rancher Committee.
The grassroots pull that Farm Bureau has towards legislative decisions that are being made in Austin is absolutely phenomenal. Having the 4th largest political action committee in the state really speaks volumes of the pull and influence that Farm Bureau has on the decisions that are made. I think it's important to have membership organizations like Farm Bureau so that we can let our story be heard and create a positive image for one of our state's largest economies.
Ryan and Santanna Bay offer a stark contrast to big box stores and self-checkout lines. Warm smiles, helping hands, and thoughtful advice are waiting for the customers of Coryell Feed and Supply. whether they're looking for help with their farms or home gardens. The Bays bought the store in Gatesville in 2007 after they graduated from Texas A&M. A pecan orchard followed about a year later. Santanna says along with her own ag experience, the pecans have helped them improve the services and advice they offer their customers.
I kind of know some of their problems firsthand because I've experienced quite a bit of them, whether it's a sick calf or how do I fertilize this pasture or how do I plant this from the lawn and garden side. I can answer the questions, I think, pretty thoroughly. I can apply everything that I've ever learned with my father and with Ryan to people's everyday questions.
You know what they're going through. Doesn't always work out there in the fields. You can sympathize with people coming in here as to what they're feeling and what's going on with their operations.
Because of the way agriculture impacts the community and economy, Ryan says businesses like his must continue to lend a helping hand to those involved in production agriculture.
You got to have food and fiber. With the disconnect of people knowing where food comes from, you know, it's made it harder on the farmers, but in the end, you got to have it because you got to eat.
Santanna saw the importance of agriculture while working beside her dad on the family farm growing up. It's something that she and Ryan work hard to instill in their son, Grayson.
I've been doing this all my life and I couldn't see just doing an 8-to-5 job, you know, retail. It was just something missing, and then when the pecan orchard came up, it was just like, hey, we should do that. And it is hard work, but I love every minute of it and it gets me back to my roots. It's a different avenue, and exploring it with Ryan, it's been a lot of fun for the both of us.
In addition to their work at the feed store and the pecan orchard, the couple also serves on the Coryell County Farm Bureau Board of Directors.
If Farm Bureau's not in there, who's going to be in there for the farmers and ranchers in Washington and Austin? There's definitely a lot more people that aren't involved in agriculture that would rather put their input in.